Welcome to the ATP Project. You're with your hosts, Steve and Nicole. And today we're going upstairs, aren't we?
We are going upstairs.
Great intro. We're talking about the brain.
Yes.
But we're talking about a kick-ass herb that I love.
I love it too.
And what I love about this herb is that it's got mechanisms of actions and I've got pretty pictures on how it works, and it's amazing how it works.
It's a great herb.
Oh, well, you know, when I was doing a bit of getting the papers on this thing, I'm thinking, oh, yeah. And the only thing I had a big question about this herb is we can't really say the common name on camera.
We can't.
No. It's a bit X-rated.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm going with you on this one, Steve-o.
Do you know what it's called, the common name? You ready for this one?
Yes.
All right, just ready for the bleeping. It's called golden root.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, I don't call it golden root.
No, I got to call it rhodiola.
Rhodiola, which is what
Rhodiola.
a lot of people know it as.
We're going to call it rhodiola in this podcast to keep us on the G rating of things.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, what I love about rhodiola is it's got a lot of research for its uses.
Yeah.
So it really is all about the brain rhodiola, but the side effects of this herb is great for your heart, great for your liver.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where do we start with this one?
Well, were you asking me a question then, or were you just making a statement?
I don't know where to start. It's a tricky one. We try and keep these ones to 20 minutes, half an hour. This herb one, and it's got so many mechanisms of actions. But we can start with the mechanisms of action if you want.
Well, we can start with where it grows if you like.
Well, where does it grow?
Well, it grows in the high Arctic regions of Europe and Asia. Yeah, it's reported to have been used by the Vikings to enhance physical strength. Ooh. Yeah, we all love a bit of Viking strength.
We do, don't we?
I know, my aside, but my dad was trying to find our heritage at one point doing our family trip, and he reckons that there was Vikings in our heritage.
Maybe I've got Vikings.
I don't think there is, but
which might explain my big muscles.
Actually, I thought when I thought of Vikings, I thought of you, Steve. Yeah, the picture of Viking came up in my head, and you were there. You just need a horned helmet, and you're good to go.
I'm ready to go. I look exactly like a Viking. That's why I wear this jumper, to not, all the girls.
You just don't want to intimidate anybody.
No, the muscles are rippling. You want
to keep it all under the wraps.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
You do have to.
The girls are everywhere.
I know.
It's embarrassing.
Banging the door down.
I go to the gym and they.
Anyway,
I blend in nicely
we
in the background.
Yes, and it's a very old herb. So it
was mentioned in the first century.
It was mentioned in the first century. Why? A guy called. I'm sorry. Pandenius Dioscorides.
You didn't swear then, did you?
I didn't swear then. I did that so much smoother in the rehearsal.
It's a weird name.
It is a weird name, but who is he?
He's the father of Materia Medica.
He's the father of pharmacognosity. He's a Greek physician, pharmacologist, botanist, and author of De Materia Medica, which us herbalists know all about.
We love it. That's our little Bible, I guess.
It is.
Look, amazing, a first century. So what I love about this is that and we'll marry this up. It's a bit of a segue. But we marry up the old uses for it, like the Viking uses, before we get on to the brain stuff.
Yeah.
And how it helped them in wars and that sort of thing. I've got a systemic review here, which is a great evidence. I'm going to read the title, Effects of Rhodiola, Supplementation on Exercise and Sport. And you know what they found?
What did they find?
It's incredibly beneficial for exercise.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be talking about the brain a lot, but as a side effect, it will help you with your workouts.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
So good.
Like another paper here. And it says short-term golden root, I'm sorry about the word, on supplementation on resistance exercise performance. And guess what it does? Superbly helps you.
Love it.
I know.
How good is that?
But the real thing about this herb is its actions in the brain.
Yeah.
So what are some of the mechanisms of action? What does it do?
What does it do?
What doesn't it?
Well, it has adaptogenic properties.
All right. Adaptogens are what?
So they are herbs that help to modulate our stress response.
Yep.
So if we're overly stressed, it can calm us. If we're, this one's very good for the depleted client.
Yes.
Depleted person.
Yes.
So they're just doing stress, fatigue, that type of thing can be really good for those. Cardiopulmonary protective effects, so effective on the heart.
Cardiopulmonary is heart-lung effects.
Yeah.
So it helps you exercise and helps your heart at the same time.
Exactly.
And we haven't even started on the brain.
We haven't. No. Well, central nervous system activities.
Wow.
As well. So, yeah.
So does it increase serotonin?
Does.
What about norepinephrine?
Does.
What about dopamine?
Yes. All three. I know.
Does it help the hypothalamus?
It does. The whole HPA axis. That's why it's so good for stress. what doesn't it do?
I know. And the way it works is it's a MAO, what they call a monoamine oxidase inhibitor. Now, monoamines, the word amine, it stands for amino acid. An amine group is an NH2 group, and the acid group is like a carboxylic acid group. So you put them together with some carbons in the middle, and you've got an amino acid.
Yes.
So the amines are these monoamines are the singular amino acids that make dopamine and make serotonin.
Yep.
Like the two T's, tryptophan and tyrosine.
Yes.
So it stops the breakdown of those. So you end up with more of them in the brain and therefore better neuroconnectivity or better brain function if you want to downplay it.
Yep.
But the neurotransmitters, the chemicals that it enhances in the body, connect the brain cells together. Because the brain cells are separated. They're joined by chemicals.
They are.
And those chemicals are boosted by this guy because it's an monoamine. And you might have heard of monoamine oxidase because there are a lot of MAO drugs that are given in, by psychiatrists to treat depression.
That's right.
For example.
Yeah.
So this is a monoamine oxidase. Now, the only problem with MAOs is that they affect the liver bad and the heart bad.
That's right.
Improves the liver and the heart.
It helps it. Yeah. So why would you take one of those when you can take this and get the beneficial side effects rather than the negative side effects of medication?
And is it safe? Well, it's been used since the 1st century.
Yes.
So it's been used for 2,000 years on loads of people, including Vikings, which are the coolest people on earth.
They are pretty cool. My partner who doesn't listen to this wants to be a Viking.
What do you mean he wants to be?
He doesn't want to be a Viking.
Can I say his name on camera?
No, he can't.
Oh, okay. But he wants to be a Viking.
Well, he doesn't want to be. He likes the Vikings. I think he's probably got Viking blood in him, to be honest.
I think all men aspire to be Vikings.
I think they do. I never really looked into it much until Dad said, I think we've got Viking blood.
What were the Viking women like?
Oh, they were full on. They were awesome. I would like to be a Viking woman, actually.
You would?
Yeah, they were, can I say the word hard asses?
Yeah, you can say that on camera.
Yeah, they were like awesome women. Wow. Big, strong, powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, woman.
Good warriors. Yeah. Yeah. Warriors, not warriors, not warriors.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because, they had something to fight for and that less worrying. Incredible stuff.
That's right.
Now, I mean, what I love about it, look, let's get into the brain stuff. We've got to get into it. So we've got papers galore here. I mean, look, I'll start with this one.
Yeah.
And again, a long title, but a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled parallel group study using rhodiola in the treatment of subjects with stress-related fatigue. How many people have stress-related fatigue? They're stressed out and they're like, oh.
There's a few out there.
The common name is wide and tired.
Yeah.
Now they gave these guys some rhodiola, and guess what?
What?
Improved them dramatically.
Amazingly.
So their perceived stress had gone down.
Yep.
And their brain response, they decreased cortisol response. So that's a stress hormone.
Yep.
It increased the MAOs we said in the brain, all the neurotransmitters.
Yep.
Absolutely incredible. So all the monoamines increased, GABAergic activity improved. So we're getting excitation and inhibition because it works like that.
Yeah.
And amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, it blocks the negative effects, increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is the stuff that grows your brain, and it's anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
How
good is it?
I love it. And it's a little beautiful little flower with a yellow flower on it.
It is. So, there's a picture of it right there on your back there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, there he is.
There he is.
Look at that. It looks like a stupid little weed.
Looks a bit like a wattle to me.
Yeah.
Kind of. A stubby one.
Now, it's funny you mention that because there's a nice summary here of the studies. The first thing that comes up is it improves your libido.
Oh, well, who doesn't
and women.
want that? Men particularly.
And women.
And women. Men, women, anyone really.
Just trying to think if I can sneak this into my wife's diet.
Oh, just
probably can. Oh my God. I'm not joking. She already takes this.
Does she?
Yes, in a product I can't mention a name of, but she's taking it.
Excellent. She knows what she's doing then.
Got to give her more of it. Can I say that? We're allowed to have sex with our wives, aren't we?
Well, I assume so. No, I don't have a wife.
You had that sort of ceremony with the rings and stuff.
That's right.
It's all right, isn't it now?
I think that's legal.
Good. Oh, yeah. Good. It improves fatigue.
Yeah, it does improve fatigue. It's a great one for improving fatigue.
How many of this is a very dumb question, but how many of your patients are fatigued?
How many aren't is probably the easier question to answer.
It was one of the most common things I used to see when I was in practice.
Yeah, really common.
And then you'd look at them and say, well, I want you to, you do a bit of exercise and eat, but I can't be bothered. And it's like, well, this may be able to get them to be bothered so they can actually get their asses to the gym or go for the walk or go for the swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
It improves cognition.
Who doesn't want to be smarter, have better cognition?
I mean,
think better.
It's like, and improves cognition perhaps via fatigue, according to this paper. I mean, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
It's like, so if you're fatigued, it will help you think your way out of this. So if you're stressed because you're worried about something or something's not well, this will improve your cognition while reducing stress at the same time.
Yeah.
It reduces pain too because it's anti-inflammatory.
It is anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's great.
So you've got a chronic inflammation for something that's not, pain or whatever the case may be. It improves that.
What else you got on that list there?
I've got another one that's a bit, but what they did was a well-being study where they said, how do you feel after taking this? And people felt better on it. So you just feel better.
Well, why wouldn't you want to take it in that case?
Well, see, the problem with that is if you wanted to feel better, you could have caffeine or you could have other stimulants like amphetamines. You feel better.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help you.
It's a natural upper.
Exactly.
It's not even really an upper, it's a modulator.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and the side effects of amphetamines are damage to the liver and the brain, and this improves it.
Well, it's hepatoprotective, Steve, so it actually protects the liver.
Protects the liver. I love that.
Yeah.
Hepatoprotective. Beautiful word.
Yeah.
But we're also, it improves attention. What did you say?
Yeah, what was that you said, Steve? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yes. So rhodiola is a really good one for, improving, the attention span. So, I mean, we're starting to get a bloody picture of this thing. It's anti-inflammatory.
Yep.
It's also good for treating depression. It reduces depression.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
So imagine if you're the sort of person, and I'll paint a picture here. There's a little bit more here, but you sort of like one of your patients, we'll just take patient X, they come in and they go, I'm so stressed at work. It's like I'm so tired all the time and, I'm feeling down about it. And, I've got terrible fatigue and my cognition, I'm not thinking straight. My sex life's turned to shit and I can't focus.
Yeah, they got a lot of problems.
I've just
You've just pretty much done every list at every
it's
one.
Like this one herb does all that.
So you could just give them some rhodiola and send them on their way.
Oh yeah. Now even you train a lot, right?
I do.
You do train a lot. This also reduces muscles damage post-exercise.
How good's that?
I mean, it's sort of like incredible. And it reduces stress and anxiety as well. I mean, why would you, like as I said, there are side effects to medications that do all this sort of stuff. This has none of those side effects.
Doesn't have any side effects.
It's also an antioxidant.
Yep.
Reduces inflammation. I mean, it increases the release of acetylcholine, dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin. I mean, reducing inflammation. I mean, reducing cortisol. And it's sort of like no wonder all these studies on it. What do you got for me there? What
I've got a bit one left to centre. It's anti-diabetic.
It's anti-diabetic.
Yeah. So it can help with blood sugar issues. So there's a little study here that was done.
Yeah.
It's an animal study. So 200 milligrams per kilo per day for 12 weeks. This is on mice. Significantly decreased blood glucose and lipid peroxidation. It also increased the levels of, listen to this, reduced glutathione and the activities of glutathione reductase, glutathione S-transferase, glutathione peroxidase, catalase and superoxide dismutase.
Well, they're all the antioxidants that I've ever heard of in the body.
So there's your antioxidant.
So it boosts antioxidant, protects the liver, very, very good for the brain, hepatoprotective, anti-diabetic.
Yeah.
I mean, blood sugar levels, it's like, this is nuts. I mean, so what? I've got some more studies here. I've got one for you. I'm going to hit you with this one. This is alleviates various aspects of life stress symptoms and stress-induced conditions. And this is a review from clinical evidence, and this is published pretty recently in Molecules, which is a real nerdy paper, 2022. So it really, really does improve, an absolute beautiful herb for the stress-related diseases. So heart disease, this sort of thing, and it really helps with that. So if you're a real stress head, this is going to really help you.
Yeah.
What do you got for me there?
Did we do the, I know you've gone through so many, Steve, you're throwing them over your shoulder as you go.
Yeah, I am throwing them over my shoulder as I go.
Did you do the one where it actually has a positive effect on athletic ability and sports performance? No adverse effects.
No adverse effects.
So subjects taking the rhodiola showed a reduction in pain and muscle damage after exercise training, improved skeletal muscle damage, enhanced antioxidant capacity, reducing oxidative stress, reduced pain scores, improved athletic explosive power. Let's throw that one down now. We're going all over the floor.
But I mean, like let's say you're listening to this podcast and you're not stressed and you've got this wonderful life where there's no stress in it and you just want to go to the gym and work out more.
Yeah.
What a great thing.
Yeah.
And I've got this review paper. Look how fat it is. 2022.
That's big on that one.
And the title says it all. Rhodiola, a therapeutic candidate on cardiovascular disease. So this is great for reversing cardiovascular disease, including it's antithrombotic, it's antiarrhythmic, it is antimyocardial reperfusion injury, it lowers blood fat levels. So it's absolutely remarkable. And this was published in Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity, volume 2022.
Okay.
It's great for your heart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And you got to remember, and the studies on this, remember in Europe, and this is where the study was done, heart disease causes death in half of the people that have died of heart disease.
Really?
So, I mean,
So people who've died have had a heart issue. Isn't that all joke? Everyone dies of heart failure?
Yeah, of course they do. The heart eventually stops. Yeah, absolutely. But this will
That's amazing,
keep it
isn't it?
ticking a bit longer.
That's great, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. I love all the... And this is what I love, and Nick, I'll put this up to the camera. And if you're listening, there's these graphs which show you how this herb actually works. Now, I'm going to read this out because this is freaky. You got rhodiola at the top, and you got all these arrows coming down. The positive arrows, it increases HDLC, which is good cholesterol. It increases the superoxide and glutathione, as you correctly point out. It increases PPAR alpha, PPAR gamma, so that increases fat burning. But it decreases triglycerides, LDL, the bad cholesterol and fat, and MDA, which is an oxidative marker. So, I mean, it does everything. It's also great for inhibiting angiotensin too, which is so it reduces blood pressure.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
I know, how great is that?
It's like that's one of the best things for your heart. Screw your brain. This is good for your heart.
That's right.
Screw your muscles too.
Screw your muscles. Well, if you don't have a good heart, there's no point in having good muscles or a good brain, is there?
Well, absolutely.
You're probably not going to have either of those either.
Antithrombotic too. There you go.
Yeah.
Another mechanism. Look at all the mechanisms.
I know. We've got paper on paper on paper
I
here.
don't know where to start with this.
I know.
Reduces heart failure. That's always good.
Always a good. That's always
a
handy.
good thing.
Yeah.
It blocks atherosclerosis, the build-up of hardening of the arteries or thickening of the arteries.
Yep.
Look at these papers. Ooh, it blocks interleukin 17.
Oh.
Now, that's an inflammatory marker that I had bad because ankylosing spondylitis is elevated interleukin 17.
Yes.
So imagine taking this. You know, if you've
Had you known that back then?
I just discovered that it reduced interleukin 17. I didn't know that. That's a gut inflammation thing. So, wow.
Yeah.
Look at all the papers on this too. It's freaky. So I've got to put that away.
I know. I'm looking at it now. Antiarrhythmic. I think you said that already.
Yep.
Anti-aging effects. Eh? Did you see that one? Anti-aging effects of rhodiola rosea.
What is
cardiac disease? There we go.
Yeah.
So aging is recognised as an independent risk factor for the development of cardiovascular diseases such as atherosclerosis and heart disease.
We're young. We don't have to worry about that.
We don't have to worry about that. No, exactly.
About rhodiola is it combines very well with other herbs.
Yes. Well, as a herbalist, I would usually put that in a mix of a stress mix. Rhodiola generally goes in there.
So you know, someone comes in, they're very stressed and anxious and all this sort of stuff. Rhodiola is, to me, a no-brainer.
Yeah.
What other herbs could you combine with it to get rid of their stress and anxiety? I mean, obviously lifestyle, but there's so many things.
So many things. I actually put this one with Siberian ginseng. You throw, quite often for that sort of like wide but tired effect. Yes. Because Siberian's very good for sort of that fatigue, good for athletic performance, that type of thing as well. Usually put a bit of withania in there because I love withania.
Yeah,
mix that. That goes well.
That goes in anything, doesn't it?
I love it. I put that in everything, to be honest.
It's like, you know, you've got, you know, for AM and PM, that would be great for.
Yeah. This one's a good AM one.
This is a great AM one.
This is a nice stimulating one.
Before you go to the gym, smash this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's what I do.
I'd be less inclined to take this at night, but really good for those really depleted people, like you said, who just really flat and can't get up and going. I just need a really good kick. So this really helps there.
I am seriously, like, I already take this sporadically. I mean, my brain's pretty good most of the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty alert and pretty healthy, but Like, I'm getting old. 54.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, this protects against all sorts of weird disease, but it increases the monoamine levels in the brain. That's absolutely remarkable.
That's awesome.
So what sort of person would take this? It'd be the stressed individual.
Yep.
It'd be the athlete.
Yep.
Someone with heart disease or high blood pressure.
Yes.
Or high, lipid problems.
Mm-hmm.
There could be someone with liver problems.
Yep.
You could combine that with Shisandra.
Yeah, mental health issues.
Any sort of mental health issues would be absolutely terrific for. Depression.
Yeah.
Great for depression.
Yeah.
So, as an MAO, this works tremendously.
Yeah, really good for that.
Anyone with high cortisol. And this reduced cortisol in the morning. So you imagine with that high stress head thing or athlete.
Yeah.
Or even if you've got a heart problem.
Yeah.
I mean, most people with heart problems are older and most people have neurological things. This would be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, like I've been using it for years in clinic with my stressed clients.
Yeah, I've been using it, on and off, but I should be using it on more than off.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, I'm 54 now. It's getting old.
No, that is pretty old.
But I mean, the resume of this herb is remarkable. I can't, one thing I love about this herb above everything else is the research into it.
Yeah.
That big fat paper you've got there.
I know, it's good. It's great, isn't it? I mean, herbs are amazing. We know they're amazing. They've been around for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. We're talking about one tomorrow that's been around for thousands of years.
Well,
but
this one's 2,000 years.
2,000 years. So, there's a lot been used for a long time.
Yep.
People are still using
cool
it.
Name too.
Rhodiola, yeah.
Well,
Rhodiola.
not that
I'm sorry. See, I don't call it the other name.
No, I don't call it the other name either. Get in trouble. Look, I love it, and I think most people should be on this.
I think so too. Particularly, like you said, those really depleted people, athletes get onto it, definitely.
Athletes, heart disease, liver problems.
Yeah, anyone with some blood sugar issues.
What I love,
try
it's
that
great
out
for your
too.
brain as a side effect. It's great for your liver and heart and muscles.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Awesome.
We've run out of time.
We've run out of papers. We've done them all. They're all gone on the floor.
All right, well, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
See you, Nick.
Bye.